Alright guys, welcome to a new video. That took a long ass time, didn't it? Yeah. So what inspired me to do this? Yeah. I'm gonna just talk about Alchemist, a very, very interesting hero, which a lot of people just don't understand, which is fucking interesting. Alright, so this inspired me, this is basically inspired by a thread I made on Buff, and I was basically writing like, fuck 4K trash who think Alchemist is a shit hero, because he's not. And I got, of course, a lot of 4K trash saying, Alchemist is shit. They all had like 20% win rate, and in the new patch they mostly had 0% win rate because they still don't understand the hero. And there was one guy, his name was, I think, Soul Trap. Hi, buddy. He was actually apparently a different kind of 4K trash. He was the kind of 4K trash who actually asked, okay, how can you make this hero work? So I assume that it was not sarcastic or anything. I mean, it looked pretty genuine to me. So I'm actually making this video for people who actually want to learn Alchemist, who actually want to understand the hero and not just say, oh, shit hero, and don't understand why they get wrecked by some Alchemist players. So here we are. So let's start with Alchemist as a hero. Yeah, this is paused. I'm gonna unpause it very soon. Alchemist is actually a pretty versatile hero. You can do a lot of things with him, and what a lot of people don't understand, he's not a fucking hard carry. He's actually a utility hero. And a lot of people just go and max out Grievous Greed and just go AFK farm, and the game is suddenly over because the team has to fight 4v5 and just, yay! Game is lost, shit hero, meh, meh, meh. And I'm actually gonna show you guys now how to play Alchemist in a very bad situation when your team is basically pretty retarded. I'm gonna put it like that. So this match I actually played against a team which had some they had some coordinates and stuff like that. They coordinated and stuff like that. And my team was yeah, bitching. Put it like that. At least Rubik did something, but you'll see very soon. So I'm not going to go through the whole replay because, honestly, I don't think I want to do that. So let's get the game. So at this point, I already knew my team was getting really crappy. I'm going to show you guys very soon. So here I knew there's only 2 people because I saw 2 people bottom. So at this point, I was like, I need to get the rune. And Slark's probably going to just pounce the fucking Ember Spirit. Just pounce it. But he didn't want to. Because, obviously, that's not what we do nowadays. So yeah, basically, I died to the fact that Slark didn't want to pounce the Ember Spirit. I mean, it's not like he has to just attack him or kill him. It's just pounce and just go away. He didn't want to, though. So, yeah. And at this point, Abaddon was bitching, so I had to mute him and report him. Yeah. So that was actually rather easy. I got that report, by the way, after the match. I got the report back, so yeah. Pretty simple. When you get the situation where people just like, Alchemist is shit pick, just mute them, report them, and good. Then you're Gucci. Don't have to bother yourself with idiots. So at this point, you just go mid, and you mind your own business. At first, Alchemist is kind of useless, level 1, with Grievous Greed, but when you get the rune, you're Gucci. You're good to go. And as you can see, I'm playing against a Leshrac, which is a pretty hard lineup usually, but for an Alchemist, Leshrac is actually no problem. I'm going to show you guys why. So I got my bottle because of the rune, so that made me pretty happy. And now I got Acid Spray, and this is why Alchemist is actually pretty good mid as well. Not only because of the bounty rune, but you can actually zone them out. So Leshrac gets out of the Acid Spray because he's sort of smart, and then he tanks the tower because he's not so smart. At this point, it really hurts. As you can see, the tower does so much damage to him because of the Acid Spray. And this is actually something you have in your favor as Alchemist. You can spam Acid Spray all the time. And you can, with that, not only harass and zone out the enemy mid, but if the enemy is trying to gank you, they all have armor reduction. So if your team is counter-TPing, well, because you have like a good team for once, you will always win the fight mid. So in that point, Alchemist is actually pretty good as well. So as you can see, I'm maxing Acid Spray first, not Grievous Greed, because I don't want to be useless. Look at the lineup, the enemy lineup and my lineup. I knew exactly that my team was gonna be really shitty early game. By the way, as you can see, no rune ward whatsoever, because I am not sure. I'm really not sure why. It's just shit. As you can see, I'm zoning out the Leshrac. I'm doing really good. If I had some vision on the rune and decent teammates, I would never die mid. Literally impossible for Alchemist to die mid, because you always get the rune, right? So I'm going for a early fighting build this time, because I can see this is going to be an early fight from the enemy team. They have Leshrac, they have Pugna, and they have Axe. Pretty early, good early game pushers. So at the time I knew exactly I can't go the greed build. Normally I would like to go Midas and Battle Fury, because it's really, really strong on Alchemist, because you can flash farm much faster. But I have to go the early game build, which was the right decision, as you will see as the game progresses. So hilariously enough, I get more last hits than Leshrac mid, and he's ranged and can harass me like a lot. Sadly, I don't have any wards whatsoever, because I'm not entirely sure. I mean, he has the ward, like Zeus has the ward for all eternity apparently, and Rubik put the ward right here, which is pretty fucking shit. So I have like this tough luck experience in mid lane. Don't have acid spray anymore, because yeah, I can't really go for runes, because the one is getting contested, taken by Axe, and the other one's getting taken by Leshrac. And I can't bottle crow because my courier is still walking. So this situation, I just decided just to, you know, sap XP. Because once I'm level 6, I can go more aggressive in. He cannot kill me. He cannot possibly get me down. Because he doesn't have the massive nuke damage a Zeus, for example, would have. So, I just chill my fucking balls. Don't do much. Just the right decision. I think Zeus, at some point, he will finally put down the ward. Hopefully this year. Not entirely sure if he's ever going to do it, but whatever. I think actually he did. So I'm maxing Acid Spray, went back, because obviously I was scared of ganks and double damage Leshrac. So yeah. Going back to base, getting TP, and just do whatever I did. And once I got level 6, once I get level 6, I cannot be killed. Which is pretty fucking awesome. So for some reason my lanes just don't do well at all. Ember Spirit having free farm top, because I don't know, you saw Slark. He obviously has no idea what the fuck he's doing, because when you're getting shut down as Slark, you want to max Dark Pact for one simple reason. You can go on the jungle and farm more efficient in the jungle and get your shit back, and not just max pounce like a fucking retard, because you cannot gank anyone anyways without farm. So yeah, as you can see, I knew exactly Slark was a fucking retard. And that Ember Spirit had free farm, I was kind of aware of that. That kind of pissed me off, but I still concentrated on my game. So, looking at bottom lane, at least Solo Sniper is not getting killed. Not entirely sure how that's happening, but yeah, I guess because we don't have much CC as it is, which is pretty nifty. And of course, sarcasm, I'm getting ganked by the Leshrac, also flaming, because it's amazing. I got ganked by motherfucking Leshrac. As you can see, it's their ward. When I put here, it's not my ward. I have no vision whatsoever. Oh yeah, Zeus put the ward right here, because as you can see, I can see the rune and stuff, right? Sarcasm. So the game, as usual, pretty fucking shit. Rubik finally started to do something, because I called them a shit support. So yeah, if you flame a bit, if you act as if you're tilting, because I never tilt. That's actually a fact. I used to tilt like 1 year ago, but I don't really tilt anymore. I usually write these shit to mislead the enemy, because when they do see me writing this, they actually think this guy's fucking tilting, and then they're doing more reckless stuff because they think, hey, he's gonna play bad. And my team will also give me more attention when they think I'm tilting. So this is actually something you can use if you're not a tilty person. You can act as if you're tilting, because people will give you more attention, which you will see very soon. Rubik will actually give me more attention, because he actually thinks I'm tilting hard and not doing shit. I'm not even talking to my mates, because I muted them from the very beginning. I use this little button here, which is in the corner, mute all chat. So I don't really read any responses and stuff like that. So as you can see, I'm minding my own business mid, and I actually have pretty decent last hits compared to my safe lane, which is not very useful. I'm going for mech first, because Alchemist, due to his ultimate, does have a lot of mana, and he needs the tankiness. He really suffers from shit stats gain and doesn't get armor. And as you can see, Leshrac cannot possibly kill me. It's just not happening because I'm so tanky with my ultimate. So I can really sustain a lane despite him being such a jerk. Most heroes cannot really stay in lane against Leshrac because Leshrac is really strong with his lightning, which he spams, and in general his whole skill set is pretty fucking good mid. But as you can see, I'm zoning him out with the acid spray, which is pretty good. Very soon I'm getting ganked again, I'm pretty sure about that, because I can remember I had like one... Oh yeah, here Rubik finally did something. He finally ganked the Leshrac, which was really good from him, that he finally did something. Kind of wondering, didn't he have vision? No, ward timed out, alright. So at this point, Rubik finally giving me the attention. Sadly, this is the last moment where he's actually going to do something. So I'm going to be like 1 in 7 very soon, because for some reason, or rather, not really for some reason, but top's having free farm and bottom is doing well solo, so Axe and Pugna will actually focus on me more, which you will see very soon. As you can see, Pugna is a support, and for those who don't know, Pugna is not a fucking support, so please don't do that. Please don't ever play Pugna as support. He really needs items. Here I actually decided to harass him with my haste rune very soon, because Leshrac wants to get really aggressive and I want to use the acid spray and ultimate, as you can see very soon. So I don't have to go back to base because my ultimate allows me to stay in the fucking lane. I don't have to bottle crow, I don't have to annoy people, getting mana for acid spray very soon, and then I'm going to harass him with a bit with my haste, which you can see hurts a lot. It's just normal right clicks, not anymore, under acid spray. This is why it can completely turn team fights. That's why acid spray is pretty fucking strong, especially when people are trying to gank you mid. It really turns fights. So let's go a bit later in the game, where I basically do more important stuff, because I'm soon getting ganked a lot, which is not very interesting. 1 in 5. Yeah, so I'm getting shut down trying to get farm in the jungle. I have 1 in 6. So I got the mech. Once you get the mech, you want to fight with your team. So this is 1 in 7. Alright, so we're coming to the important part, the turning point. What you have to do when your team just decides to be fucking weird. So when we look at net worth, I have the highest net worth, despite getting shut down hard. 1-7, as you can see in the scoreboard. Not that many last hits as well. Was second. Only 113 last hits on 25 minutes. It's pretty fucking low. But yeah, I was shut down hard, but I still got, due to the Greal Screed, a comeback mechanic. So I was doing rather well with the farming. So what I decided to do, just observe the map a bit and get my Silver's Edge as fast as possible. And the good thing about this build is, when you look at the items I got, the mech and the Silver's Edge very soon, you'll see my HP. Already now, my HP is really good. I have like 10 armor right now. It's pretty decent in the mid game. I have a healing. I have mana because of my ultimate. And I actually have very soon a Silver's Edge. Something you have to probably know when I do the skill build. I maxed Greavel Screed last. First Acid Spray, then Unstable Concoction, and then you get Greavel Screed last. Because in this build, you want to fight as soon as possible. You cannot just walk on with 1 point and stun. It's just stupid. So please don't ever max Greavel Screed first unless you have free farm. That's something I only do when I have free farm. So because of Alchemist and the mechanism, it gives him stats, it gives him armor, it gives him a healing ability and stuff like that. So it's really good on Alchemist. And as you can see, Ember Spirit still free farming. When I got the Silver's Edge, that's actually the point where I started to turn stuff. So I'm actually going to show you very soon how strong Acid Spray actually is. At this point I decided to try and gank Ember Spirit. He sadly went back. Could have been a good gank, which wasn't actually that good because I noticed my team was actually very far behind because they didn't want to initiate on something. This is a typical stuff which also happens in like 4K brackets. People get scared really fast and they don't want to take risks to come back, and that's also one of the reasons why it's really hard to come back in public. So I saw my armor. I saw like 10 armors and a lot of health, so I decided to go for damage. And here's actually a really nice comeback I'm gonna do right now. Forcing a fight. Actually, no, not here, not yet. No, wait, actually it is here. Yeah, Ember Spirit's gonna get away because I didn't charge my stun long enough. And we'll do it fast enough. Good. So, he went away. Here's gonna be soon gonna be a fight. A really good big fight. So let's see when it's gonna happen. Alright, here is also a very nice thing I do. I cancel his TP. Got detection from Rubik, which was pretty decent. Never saw that. Don't even know what that means. Did I even write that much? He did. GG. Alright, so apparently he was complaining. Yeah. Doing the farm, doing some pickoffs. That's what you have to do as Alchemist when you are behind. You farm a bit and you do some pickoffs. You cannot possibly just go AFK and just farm because people won't let you. You're a fucking Alchemist. So this is why you have to be very useful. You cannot just go AFK and expect your team to win 4v5. And you will very soon see that I am joining pretty much every fight, which I also have to do. You also want preferably to... He's gonna TP out. Preferably to... This is a nice pickup I'm doing as well. Rubik, Pugna did not expect this. Actually, might... No, he's dead. Alright, so this is a good pickup as well. You have to do these small, nice pickups in order to just turn the fight. So we knew Ember Spirit was down and Pugna was down, so we go push with Acid Spray a bit. I think this will be turned. Yeah, okay. Forgot this one. Tried to stun him. We actually got forced back because of the Leshrac. We cannot possibly give them towers because they have such a pushy lineup. So where is the moment? I think I actually had a Meltstorm at that point. Yeah. I'm trying to force stuff. This was actually an never mind. I did overextend at some point, but I made it here. Alive. No problem. Got Maelstrom after this creep. Actually, not even after, but at this creep. And we did a smoke gank. And we got this sniper. Stunned myself again. This is something you will do a lot, because the nerfed stun really has a short cast time. It's not really a cast time, it's more like a... Well, actually, I suppose it's a cast time, but whatever. So let's go further. There's also a thing about Alchemist, you can do easily Roshan with the armor reduction, which is pretty nice. So at this point I'm still having rather shit, and yeah, here's the fight I was talking about. Or not. Jesus Christ, there was some... Come on. Show the power of fucking Alchemist. Oh, there it is. So here's the fight starting, and this is actually why Acid Spray is really strong, and Mjolnir, aka Maelstrom. As you can see, this is only Maelstrom and Acid Spray. The damage is just from those two things. So you don't even need that many items in order to just, you know, get really high DPS. So you don't really have to go AFK farm to actually get the DPS you need to actually win fights, because Acid Spray as such already gives you so much you can possibly want. So at this point, you just have to go and get some pickoffs and get some farm and just get your carry farmed in some way. But as you can see, my carry just decides to go feed again, and usually, like, my carry is really not that good. He got BKB, at least he got BKB, and Sanjin Yasha, he's probably gonna get Scotty at some point, I think. But he's really under farm, he just doesn't understand he needs farm. It's actually a pretty interesting situation. He has Dust, he's gonna use it as well, but for once I'm getting rescued, so that's good. Last hit. As you can see, I'm slowly turning the whole thing again, because when you get these two items, Silver's Edge and Mechanism, you have a decent damage output because of your Acid Spray and of your stun, of course, and right clicks and whatnot, but you also have the tankiness you need. A lot of Alchemist players don't understand that you need armor of some sort. They just try to go for Mjolnir, Lothars, and then just, I don't know, Basher, and then they get completely destroyed because they just don't understand they need the armor. And this is actually something, this is actually also a reason why Mechanism on Alchemist is really darn good. It really is a good item. It's something you should consider because it makes him so much more tanky. And you can use it. It gives him stats and fucking armor. So let's talk about items. Right now, I thought I would need a bit more damage. Right now, the pickups are getting pretty decent. It works. Axe is rather tanky. So at this point, I didn't even want to get an AC because I already get like 17 armor just by Vladimir's and Mechanism. So at this point, I was like, don't need the armor, the AC. So this is very important for Alchemists. You cannot possibly just go and build the same items over and over again. This is why Alchemist is also pretty hard to play, because a lot of people don't understand this fact. They always build the same items and just don't understand why it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. That is sadly a fact. So, as you can see here, Acid Spray just dropped down. The Nether Wart really drains my mana for my mech, which is really sad, but whatever. I think I'm stunning myself here. Nope, never mind. I threw it. So, fight wasn't too bad. I mean, we didn't feed. That's the only thing. And Ember Spirit getting real fat right now. So, let's just proceed. See what happens. Later in the game, we take fights again. We did the turnaround. The Alchemist can do that. Have to push on back the lane. So we had to do this a lot to go back in lane. Nice big office. No, actually survived. Never mind. As you can see, very, very tanky. Cannot possibly kill me. I'm doing Gucci. So at this point I wanted BKB because the CC was just annoying. Nice pick off again. That is what you do as Alchemist, basically. Just pick people off. At some point it doesn't work anymore because they're much more cautious. But we'll come to that very, very soon. So as you can see, just go farm. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. And join fights. I didn't have TP at that point because, as you can see, you don't really have slots for that. It was actually a mistake not to have TP there. It would really have helped a lot. Despite me getting now, I think 2 kills. Sniper's actually gonna die to Acid Spray and Mjolnir, so that's pretty Gucci. And this is what I'm saying. Like this is the damage you need. This is the only damage you actually need. You don't need the strong 6-slotted Alchemist after a million minutes because you have carries. You have other people to do that. You don't have to do it on your own. So at this point, just keep on doing what I'm doing. Getting Aghanim's for Zeus was pretty important because, yeah, we know Zeus Aghanim's is pretty sexy. So at this point, Ember Spirit was getting a real problem. And Dashbug as well, because they were ratting all the time. At this point, I think this is the last real team fight we had because people realized, okay, this Alchemist is way too strong right now. We cannot possibly kill him. So at this point, they tried to rat and buy time for Ember Spirit, which they did successfully. I'm gonna go into a later game. As you can see, this is my item. It's right now. And I'm gonna change my items drastically. I switched the BKB for mech because at late game mech isn't being that useful anymore. So still have no armor. But at this point armor didn't mean that much because Ember Spirit was their main damage output and it actually ignores armor. So at this point I didn't go for AC. Just wait for straight damage so I can pick them off. And of course my Abyssal Blade. So let's talk about this problem we had very, very soon. And this is the Ember Spirit getting really fat. So we got this Ember Spirit, he got his Rapier. At this point, it got really difficult. As you can see, his damage output is insane. There's nothing we could really do to stop this. At this point, I was like, okay, what exactly will we do? I tried to push a bit and already saw the damage coming out, getting killed by Sniper Ultimate. Didn't use BKB, it was a mistake. I actually saw it. I thought I would survive it for some reason, but I didn't. And Pugna's getting the Rex, yes. And here we go with the item decision again. I switched my items from what you saw previously to this. Sheepstick, Abyssal Blade, and Blink. Why is that? Because I wanted to catch Ember Spirit off guard. And this is Act 6 for those who know him. He's a fucking shithead. But he's a likable shithead. So as you can see, I still am top on the net worth. And actually got Ember Spirit here, but didn't get the follow-up I needed. I stunned him earlier because of Axe. I saw him. And I knew exactly, okay, he would probably mess up. And as you can see, the damage just got him. We didn't get the follow-up we needed, but it doesn't matter. Later in the game, I think we did it. Nope, not yet. It's gonna be very soon, as you can see. I think, was it here? Yeah, we wanted to bait him. Actually, I wanted to bait him. My team didn't really want to. They didn't understand, which was interesting enough. Abaddon died here. Did he buy new ones? Yeah, he did. Alright, so here was a situation where I actually picked him off. Exactly. So as you can see, we went back. Ember Spirit was split pushing as usual, being a pain in the ass. And what I did every fight was focus him down. I was just sheeping him, scaring him, and then he just had to, you know, he remnant himself back because he was really scared of this Alchemist. Because Alchemist has so much CC going on. And some damage. So it was really scary for him to actually do stuff like this. And as you can see, this is my little, I saw him bottom, is something you have to have, map awareness. And here is the epic situation where he just gets completely wrecked. Boots of Travel OP! Rapiers get dropped. And he basically bought new ones. I think this time Zeus actually did the sheeping, so he died again. I think it was that. I'm gonna see it from his perspective because I don't know how he died. I didn't see it because I was busy pounding on other people, I think. Actually, I think I was busy getting the bottom ranks, getting mega creeps, because I was sort of scared of Ember Spirit. I knew he would not give me much attention. So yeah, I think, nope, Zeus wasn't the one. Oh yeah, the rapier on Abaddon could have been that. So I was focusing bottom ranks because I was after objectives. Just getting bashed. Alright, so the Divine Rapier on Abaddon was the reason he died. Alright, so overall, this is what you have to do when you play Alchemist. I'm gonna pause this. So, as you can see, 22 in 9-13. I was involved in 35 of the kills, which is the second most on the team. Yeah, second most on the team. Only Zeus being with his ultimate. Yeah. As you can see, when you play Alchemist, you can farm yourself up despite having such a disadvantage. When we look at the net worth, which I for some reason can't do. Of course now Ember Spirit net worth dropped because of the rapier. I was always on top. I always had the most farm because of Grievel's Greed. This is a really nice comeback mechanic. You should look at it as a comeback mechanic or as a extra. You don't have to build your whole Alchemist around it unless you have free farm, of course. That's sometimes the thing you can do, which I also like to do. Midas and Battle Fury. It's much better than, I don't know, whatever you would possibly want to do. But if you see yourself in a match where you're not certain, or when you know you have to fight because your team will not be able to create space, which is mostly the most pub games in 1 to 4K bracket. 5K you can rely more on your team to actually create space for you. But this is the good thing about Alchemist and why he's so difficult to play as well. Because when it comes to Alchemist, you really have to get the item decision going for you. Because on Alchemist, you can pretty much build everything you want. Seriously, everything is pretty much legit on Alchemist. BKB, Mjolnir, AC, Shivas, Blink, Lothar's, Silver's Edge, which is upgrade version of Lothar, Shadowblade, whatever you want to call it. Abyssal Blade, Boots of Travel, Power Treads, Phase Boots, Arcane Boots, Grievance Greed, Sheepstick, Heaven's Halberd, Skadi, Butterflies. Everything is depending on situation, as everything is pretty legit. And this is why Alchemist is pretty hard to play, because he's all about items, the correct item choice, and the correct decisions. And this is something a lot of people are just not able to do correctly. When you play Alchemist, you have to think, okay, what is the point gonna, like, how's the game gonna pan out? When you see the enemy team, Leshrac, Pagna, and Axe, you know, okay, this is gonna be early fighting. They excel at early fights. And then we have a rather mid-game-ish lineup right now. So I was like, okay, I have to do something early game. If I went for a Midas Battlefield build, we would have lost 100%. There's no way in hell we could have come back from that. But I knew exactly I needed to go fight, because I needed those 3 heroes. I needed to shut them down in some way. And this is a thing a lot of people don't understand, because most people just go for the same build. They max Grievous Greed first, get 1 point stun and 1 point acid spray. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. Then they go for Harder Tarrasque Rush. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of Lothars into Mjolnir and then just die because they have no armor in the early game. Then I saw AFK people going for Radiance Rush and then just AFK jungle, lose 4v5 because Alchemist just refuses to go to fights. This is the kind of loss which drags down the win rate of Alchemist so much and just makes him look like a shitty hero, despite being actually a really, really great hero. And playing him as a support is just not viable anymore. The stun, the only reason he was being played as a support was because he was tanky and his stun was pretty easy to land. It has a huge range and the stun duration was really long. And it got nerfed, so now his stun is really hard to hit, because once you're at the, like, 1 second left or something and someone goes in the fog, you're just gonna stun yourself and you're just gonna look like a jackass right there. And don't play him as a support anymore. That's all I have to say. Just go mid, or go, if you can go safe lane carry. Then you have to be really good at playing carry. That's something. When you play him as safe lane carry, you really have to be good as a carry, and you also need preferably a lineup which can actually create space for you. Other than that, just go mid. He's really strong mid, as you can see. Also really good against hero like Alchemist. Of course, you could argue that. But Leshrac could just position himself better, but it's really not that preferable for Leshrac to just, you know, when you cast down the, I'm going to show you right now a situation, because some people did argue that, and I don't understand the argument, because it's just stupid. Let's just say, free camera, there we go. Let's just say we have a mid situation, and put acid spray right here. So people would say, oh, but Leshrac could just stay here and harass Alchemist. That would mean that he would be exposed to every single possible gank ever. You don't ever want to stay here and just, you know, get ganked all the time, because there's no way in hell he could do something against it. So it's very iffy to just stand in the enemy side to just, you know, show the dominance. So it's really a really, really tricky thing to just put acid spray down as Alchemist, because people really don't feel comfortable staying right here or here, depending on where Alchemist is staying. So most likely here because of the tower. It's like, you know, you don't want to get too dangerously close. So that's Alchemist in a nutshell. He's more of a utility hero, really. He's much more of a utility hero than an actual hard carry, to be perfectly honest. He's more of a item decision-based carry than an AFK farm carry, which a lot of people think he is. I think it's coming from Dota 1, I'm not entirely sure, but he's not. Stop building Alchemist like a fucking moron, and then you won't lose. Think of his poor stats gain, think of his very poor armor, and think of his, rather, in general, easy being kited and stuff like that. Once you consider everything, consider the enemy lineup, build your items accordingly. Think, alright, what do I need? If the situation changes like here, where you see, okay, Ember Spirit ignores armor as it is, and you need to pick him off, change your item accordingly, because as Alchemist you always will have a lot of items. Give your team Aghanim's despite not getting Aghanim's upgrade. For example, I gave Slark Aghanim's, I think. I didn't. Why didn't I do that? Okay, wait, I wanted to give him Aghanim's. Alright, never mind. So it really doesn't matter who you're giving the Aghanim's, even though it's not a hero which usually, you know, gets an Aghanim scepter, because it still gives stats. The reason why I thought what's his face, Slotcat Aghanim's was because I wanted to give him Aghanim's. So I'm going to clear that up right now. I was actually pretty fat, and as you can see, I already had a couple Aghanim scepter ready. Yeah, I just couldn't give him because I had to switch out a slot. Yeah, you actually get Aghanim's here in slot, and then you give him like you would give a Tango, for example. So yeah, that's why. But when you see, for example, you carry doing rather well or not so well, but needs a bit more stats, you can give him Aghanim's as well. That is also a situational thing you can do. So also giving yourself Aghanim's is a huge deal. So as you can see, I gave myself Aghanim's because I got 10 attributes, mana, and health, which is very, very good, and makes me survive a couple of situations I wouldn't have survived otherwise. So this is basically a very advanced guide, or guide-ish thing. Let's talk more. It's more like a let's talk about Alchemist. So as you can see, Alchemist is not really that useless at all. He's actually pretty strong in many aspects. It's just about how you play him as a hero. And this video is rather long. It's really long, actually. So I don't expect everyone to actually watch through the whole thing. If you did, you can leave a comment and tell me if you think it was too long, if it actually was worth the information or whatever. If you have questions or any of those kind of things, the questions, suggestions, whatever, you can just throw them down in the comments or private message, or I don't know. Video response, I like those as well. I like video response, that's cool. So, yeah. That's pretty much it when it comes to Alchemist. Sum it all up. Just to sum all up. Alchemist is not useless. He's very versatile. He, get your item decision straight. Get decision making as such straight. Mute idiots who mute you, so you, mute, no, again, mute people who actually flame you, because, it's just getting annoying, really. Don't ever tilt, it's also a good thing, don't tilt, ever. Keep your farm and fighting at a good balance, don't AFK farm ever, don't ever be useless, it doesn't matter what hero, unless you're playing Medusa, that's the only hero where I would accept that, because can't possibly outcarry a fucking fat Medusa. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's the points you have to look after when you're playing Alchemist, and really just get your item decision stuff, general decision making going for you. Don't let yourself get discouraged by idiots who just, you know, tell you the hero shit, because I hear that a lot actually. Playing Meepo, Alchemist, and stuff like that. Meepo, Alchemist. I'm actually playing a lot of quote-unquote low win rate, low underpowered heroes. A lot of people think that this meta Meepo is really underpowered, but I found a way to make him still very viable as well. He's my most played hero. And now Meepo is actually stronger than ever. You just have to know how, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah. Just find a way, really. I think I'm actually a strong believer of a quote which comes from No Tail. You can make anything work. I'm really a strong believer in that quote, and in this case, making Alchemist work was fun. I did it successfully. I have like in this patch 72% win rate, I think it was, with Alchemist, which is pretty fucking awesome. And all time it was like 60, 63 or something. I might be wrong on this one. I'm not entirely sure. It might actually change as well as the time progresses. So yeah, mostly playing in 4 to 5k bracket, depending on when I queue. Sometimes I just queue and I get 4k people. I mean, I preferably queue on Russia because my ping is the best here, best there, because I'm living in Denmark, and US is it's like it's 50 ms. This internet here is rather shit. I moved. Kind of miss my old internet. Yeah, but whatever. That's Alchemist for ya. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up. Yay! I actually said it for once. I never say that shit. but I thought I might give it a go. Let me see if it changes shit. Probably won't. Whatever. So yeah. If you want me to talk about other heroes, because I pretty much have knowledge to every hero there is. I'm not even shitting you. Even though I don't play every hero pretty well, it doesn't mean I don't have the knowledge. So yeah. It's just it from my side. Hope you enjoyed. Like, I'm never gonna ask for subscription though, because I don't know. It's not my style, but I'll ask for likes. There we go. Do me at least that fucking favor. Alright, so that's it. Have fun playing Alchemist. Have fun wrecking people as Alchemists in the fucking meta. Until they're gonna change something. Probably gonna nerf Acid Spray, some bullshit. And yeah, have fun grinding MMR. Until next time. Bye bye.